Hello everyone, I'm Lauren from City Self-Sufficiency, and welcome to another video. Today I thought we'd have a bit of a look at making sure chickens are getting enough calcium in their diet. So in case you were unaware, domesticated chickens need quite a lot of calcium in their diet to make eggshells from, and unless they have a really large area in which to free range, then you're going to need to provide them with an external source. And there are a few different choices that you can go with. Probably the most common option is to buy them crushed oyster shell, which often comes mixed with grit and charcoal, which chickens also need to aid their digestion. You can buy a grit mix that's either specifically for chickens, or you can get one that's for other birds. It doesn't really matter, it all contains the same stuff. Personally, I don't really buy oyster shells anymore. It seems like a bit of a waste of money to me when chickens themselves are giving you a source of calcium, and that's the shells of their own eggs. A lot of calcium that they eat goes towards making these shells, and so it makes sense to give it back to them to reuse. Now, there's a bit of a rumour going around that feeding hens their own shells will cause them to become egg eaters, which is literally when a hen goes around pecking open freshly laid eggs in order to eat the yolk inside. And in honesty, in all the years I've been keeping hens and giving them their own shells, I've never had an egg-eating hen, and I honestly believe it's a symptom of a bored hen looking for something to do, rather than one that's learned to eat eggs from eating egg shells. So I suppose the moral of the story is, if you want to avoid bad behaviour, best to just keep the hens happy and entertained. But I digress. If you are looking to feed your hens their shells back, here's how to do so, or at least here's how I do so. You can use any shells, those you've bought from other species, like quail or duck shells for example. They all contain exactly the same components, so they can all be fed to the chickens. And all you need to do is just give them a quick rinse under a tap, just to get rid of any gloop that may still be inside. Then crush them up until they're smaller than sort of a fingernail size, or at least a size that your birds can easily peck up. You don't need to put them in the oven or the microwave or anything like that you see people doing. Fresh shells are absolutely fine. Anyways, once the shells are nice and clean and in small enough pieces, they are ready to go. And it's literally as easy as that. The hens will eat all the shells that they feel they need, and they'll use it to make lovely new eggs. But just as a side note, I do also supplement my hens' feed with snails, which I find in the garden, and I also give them all the surplus beetles I have from the mealworm colonies. And the worms too, of course, both of which are a great source of calcium as well as protein for nice tasty yolks. And that is it. You don't have to do anything fancy when giving your hens shells to eat. It's just a case of clean them and break them up so that they're small enough to be easily taken. But as always, if you have any questions at all, pop them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Anywho, thank you for watching this little video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye, I'll see you again soon.